Hi guys, this morning we're going to be drilling a core hole for an extractor fan. The fan we're going to be fitting is a Vent Axia silent fan with overrun timer. So what we need there, we need a 3 core. So you need a neutral, a permanent live and a switch live, and then you have, but you don't use yours. What we're going to try out today as well is going to try out the old Bosch. Seen Nick Bundy use this a couple of times. See if it actually works. I don't think it's going to stop the dust much. If any of you have done core holes, you will know there's a lot of dust. So let's see if that actually works. I don't know. Yeah, we need a core hole because we need a fan fitting because, as you can see in the past, there's been some slight mould problems. The customer can't get rid of this mould at all, so we're going to see if just by putting an extractor fan that should help alleviate the problem. Position for the extractor fan is going to be just there, and we're going to run the cable up and then into a fan isolator, probably around here, and then back into the fan. So it comes from the light into the fan isolator and into the fan. Because what we need to have is 3-pole isolation in case of any problems. Some of the things you need to be aware of when you're putting extractor fans in is need to make sure, so that's our position, need to make sure that behind it there's no cables running up or down around where we need to drill, or water pipes or gas pipes. Another thing we need to look at is look externally. Make sure that where we're drilling out, you're not going to have any pipes in the way. Or also, another thing you need to look out for is when you're drilling a core hole for an extractor fan, with the last little bit, it can blow out and into the open air. So if that's a street, you need to make sure you block that off somehow and stopped access. Or if you've got residents and that's the garden, make sure they're fully aware and you keep anyone away from where it could, because bricks could go flying out and drop straight on someone's head, and obviously you don't want that. So let's go and have a look outside and see what we can see there. Outside's going to be just to the left of that window up there, so just about there. Now we've got all this room here. Need to make sure that the customer doesn't come out the door whilst we're doing it. So preferably lock the door. Do the same when you do safe isolation. Lock the door. Take the key. Put that in your pocket. Then you know no one's going to get out that door and put yourself in any danger. I'm going to be using the Erbauer SDS. Need to get a new one. This is on its last legs. If anyone can tell me give me some good advice what ones to get, I'll have a look. And we're going to be using the Titan Hoover from Screwfix. Brilliant bit of kit this is, well worth the money for what it costs. I think probably about 40 quid, 50 quid. Very, very good. Lots of suction, and it coats with the dust, no problem at all. We've got our mark where we want our hole to go for our extractor. What I've done, I've made a little test. Put a bowl of water underneath where the dust should go, collect. Let's see how dirty that water gets. Just an experiment, might work, might not, I don't know. Let's just see. As always, very important, PPE, always use it. Only get one pair of ears, eyes and lungs. as you can now see, the core hole is done. Such a relief when you get through and to do a core hole. Loads of dust around the inside where the extractor was. You can see all this dust here, but this was all mainly when I pulled this off the wall. It all like fell down, so it collected in there. So it wasn't like that before I took it off. Even that you can definitely see. It's hardly any dust compared to what you'd normally get. When you're looking over the rest of the room, it's not like dusty or anything. Yeah, a couple of little specks in the bath, but it's nothing compared to what you would get normally. Yeah, brilliant buy. What we've got now, we've got a cable run going down to the entry point, which is on over on this side. Plenty of room for the screw holes for the extractor to hold on. There we go, 3 core and everything went in there. We're going to put our isolator over here somewhere, so let's measure that up next. Going to get our straight edge, put it on the bottom of the back box. Spirit level. And back box. There we go. Draw around the back box. That's where it needs to cut out. Going to put our isolator in here. So that's going to go up. The cable's going to go straight up. And back down. Something like that. As we've got a fan that needs an overrun, So the fan stays on once your light turns off. We need a permanent live. So in here we've got switch live there, neutral there, and permanent live there. That's all we need really. We're going to take from there back into the ceiling, over to our isolator, which will be here, and then over to our fan over there. So what we've done is we put all our rods up where we need the cables to go. So I need to find where they are in the attic now. Right, so we can see two of our rod ends straight ahead and then one to the right, and the other one is going to be right down the back there, which is going to be fun to find. God, that was a bit of a pain. It's stating me now, look, got all this insulation all over me. Brilliant. Need a shower straight after this. So we've got our cables in. So let's start. Goes into our isolator, back out over to our fan. That one was the right pain because it's right in the eaves where it meets the attic bottom. That was hard work. Sweating. I'm going to have a little break. In this instance, we're using a PVC tube, solid tube. Better for ducting, in my opinion. Now that's going to go in that way up. So I've got the hole for the cable in there. As we see, that's all ready to be wired up now. So now we're coming to wiring it up. I can never remember the colours for the line and switch line and neutral for the extractor fan. That's fine, it's okay not to know everything in the regs book. That's why you've got the regs book. You can have a look at the wiring in there. And I've made notes last time. So extractor fan is not something you do every day. Well, I don't anyway. We've got grey cable is going to be our neutral. So we'll flag that up as blue for harmonised colours. The switch live is going to be the black. It's important that you make sure you use the right colours, because if you get it wrong here, then it can affect the operation of the fan. Blue on the grey, brown on the black, and brown is a permanent live, which is okay. It's going to be like, it's already flagged brown, so we don't have to do anything with that one. So as you can see, got a neutral there on the left, CPC in the middle, switch line on the right there, and your permanent lives in the Wago at the top. So we've got our switch line is black, that's going to go at the top. Neutral is grey, that's going to go in the middle. And permanent live is brown, that's going to go on the bottom. So as before, we're going to flag up our black as a switch line. So you put brown on that, and then flag up our grey as neutral. You put blue on that one. And then with the CPC, just cut it a bit shorter. Make sure you leave enough left over on the end. And what I do is I just tuck it in, just like that. That's nice and neat, that won't get trapped anywhere. I won't put the cover on yet because it's a good idea not to put the cover on until you've checked the operation, because otherwise you could have messed it up, or manufacturer's instructions could actually be wrong. So we'll make sure that it works okay before we put the lid on. As you can see here, it's quite a way back. Going to need some longer screws for that, longer terminal screws. That's because there's one in breeze blocks with a hollow centre, which are a right pain. As soon as you go through the first cut, it blows it out. Because they're going to put one in each terminal, it's a good idea to bend these over. It's only 1mm cable, so it's tiny. As with the other ones, we're going to flag these up. Put a CPC sleeving on. What we're going to do, you see in the back there, got a neutral, line 1 and line 2. I'm going to put the permanent live in the line 1, switch live in the line 2. Doesn't matter which way you put the input and output, because it's just a 3-pole isolator. Neutral in there. And we'll terminate our CPCs into the back box, so there's no CPC terminal. Because you never switch to CPC. CPC, the earth, has to be running all the time. There we go, all done. I'm not going to put cover on yet because we need to make good around the sides and top. Same over there. When you're fitting your outside vent cover, it's important to get one of these gravity type of things. Then when it's not in use, that will stay closed and you won't get any backdraft. Outside grill done, as you can see there. So now what we're going to do is we're going to record the ZS of the fan. We're going to use the 3-lead method. So one on the CPC, one on the neutral, one on the permanent live first. Going to check the permanent line and the switch line and see what one's highest. The switch line should be higher because it's going to the switching back. Let's see. So permanent line is 1.05. Okay, I'm going to isolate that now and change that to the switch line. I'd expect this to be higher. Let's see if I'm right. Just slightly higher. Switch it back on. So my theory was right. You're taking the resistance of the cable, the switch line, going to the switching back. So 1.14. The maximum ZS for it's an RCBO, so that will be 5.87 from my memory. So we're happy. We've got the maximum ZS. We're going to check the safe isolation now and then reconnect it. One on the CPC, one on the switch line, no voltage. One on the neutral, no voltage. One on the permanent line, no voltage. No voltage, no voltage. Last test. There we go, no voltage. So we tested between all the conductors and we know that there's no voltage going in, so we're happy that we can connect this back up and start patching up where we've cut out dyno traces. Now we've mixed our plaster and it's that sort of consistency, it's quite solid and that's going to dry quite good actually. So firstly what we do is we pack out the hole, get it into everywhere, as much as you can. Don't worry about getting any on the fan because we've taken the cover off of it until we've finished plastering. packing the hole out good. And get a big scraper. Scrape it all down like that. And we'll do that the same with our switch. So we're pretty much done now. All we need to do is put the cover on there and we're good to go. Let's just check the operation of it first before we do that. Make sure it operates how it should do. So light off, putting the fan isolator on in the on position, light on, and it's running. Light off, continues to run. Switch the isolator, and it kills the power. Perfect. So that's how we install our extractor fan. Thanks for watching, guys, and there's plenty of other videos on our channel under the how-to guides. Take a look there. But I would highly recommend, do not do this unless you have the right test equipment and the right competency. If you get this wrong, you could cause some problems in your house, could even set fire. I've seen some really bad installations in the past. If you don't believe me, look up my other videos and you will see them exactly. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.